What's going on, guys and gals? Stock Jock here, up $630 in the first hour of trading today. The trading day is over, and I closed closer to $800 on the day. I made a few trades later on, and called it early. I think I checked out around 2 o'clock. But a good, decent morning. Not a lot going on. We had one stock, CODX, that kind of did make some big moves, and we'll get into that late. As I show you my trades. First and foremost, I want to invite you all to my free Discord chat room. A link for that is in the description of this video if you're watching it on YouTube. Come on in if you're a new trader. If you've been losing money, please come on in and learn how to trade from some of the experienced traders there, myself included, as well as a few others that we have on staff. So please come on in. I started this chat room just for the new type of trader out there that, I really do hate watching people lose money. I don't care if you're a complete jerk. I don't care if you're the sweetest person in the world. I don't want to see people lose money. So that's why I created this chat room for people to come in, ask questions, learn how to trade, and it's just a really nice place to be. It's a good group of people that are in there. We've got experienced traders, we've got new traders, all like. Link for that is in the description below. Also, if you're interested in any of the chat rooms I personally subscribe to, as well as the news sources, those are in the link down below as well. So let's get into the trades. So my first trade was NAKD. This one was, all right, so first off, you got to kind of paint the picture of what the market open was like. We had one stock, I think it was BGIE, or I can't even remember the name of it, honestly, but it was really ripping, and BOSC was another one that was starting to rip. Just two or three stocks were starting to hit the low float scanner, and I had missed out on those other ones. So the next one that I could possibly get in on early, I wanted to take, and that was NAKD. And it's also happened to be a name I'm familiar with. I've traded it in the past, as you can kind of see here. If we look at just a yearly chart here, a daily chart, you can see it loves to pop up. It'll drop on you, but it can move. All right, so it's a stock I'm familiar with. I know that it can pop. So when it hits my scanner, I see that it opened the day at $1.53, and it's moved up basically 7 cents or 8 cents is where I entered in at. So my thought process on these low float plays is, if I can get in early, I'll take the shot and I'll get in early. If I can't get in early, say the stocks run 30 cents or whatever, then my thought process at that point is I have to wait for a pullback before I can get in. All right, so in this case, 7-8 cents move is still early, especially in a low float stock that can rip $1, no problem. So basically my thought process is, I'll get in here, I'm risking 7 cents. Worst case scenario goes back to low a day, and I'll stop out there. Best case scenario is it gets to rip in and gets to go towards $2. So I get in, it hits my low float scanner, and I'm kind of sitting there watching it. I don't get in right away. I'm sitting there watching it, and a little bit of volume starts to come in, and you'll see it as it starts moving. You'll see the volume come in, and that was kind of my cue, as you'll start to see the time in sales. That was kind of my cue. All right, if people are starting to dive in, I'll dive in since it's early. Right, so I get in 161. As soon as I get in, it pops up and it starts to just kind of creep, and then it kind of stops right around the 164 level. There was a big seller on the ask, and these stocks are like throwing a ball up in the air. When you throw a ball up in the air, it's got a lot of speed out of the gates. It's going up high, 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 and then eventually it gets to a point. You can see it here on this chart. It eventually gets on a point to where it starts to slow down, and then it starts to go the other way. All right. I thought it felt like that this thing was running out of gas here, and you'll see it on the L2. It just kind of stops. All the buying just stops. When that happens, usually 9 times out of 10, it's going to come back down. So I sell. As soon as I sell, literally 2 seconds later, bidders come in, run at another, I don't know, 20 cents, 25 cents basically. I made $20 on this trade, but what I was hoping for is maybe a move closer to $2. Whatever, it didn't work out for me, but it could have been worse. I could have been down 7 cents. So profit is profit. Take it. Didn't do what I thought I was going to do. Take it, move on.
For a 1 minute micro pullback.
NAKD hitting the scanners.
Here, there's two options. You want me to log out? I'll log out, and I might not get logged back in for 5 minutes. Maybe I restart my computer, and then you've got nothing. So you got two choices. Either you hang tight for a few minutes, and we'll reset screen share.
KMX, COMEX, getting up.
I'm gonna go long NAKD 161.
2%, 69.39, Kilo Michael X-ray.
BGI waiting for a 1 minute micro pullback.
All right, covered AMAT 5171.
NAKD on the scans, high is $1.63. Still watching BGI, but what you see it keeps doing is it keeps squeezing up and then pulling back. Squeezing up.
I'm out NAKD +1. I don't like how many sellers there are there.
BOSC, I have a little bit of a hard time trusting, but it is starting to open up a little bit.
Now the bidders come in on NAKD.
NAKD and BOSC
Son of a gun.
CarMax 69.38 average KMX.
So IZEA, this one is my next trade, and this is a stock I'm very, very familiar with. I've traded it quite often this year, actually in 2018. I think it was part of the blockchain, companies that it sounded like every other day the company would come out news they're looking at blockchain, blah, 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 and spiking stocks up crazy. You can kind of see this thing went from like $1.50 to $7.50. Another move up into the 780s area from down here and at the $2 range. So it can move, and I'm very familiar with it. What I didn't like about it initially was the daily chart. Obvious downtrend, right? Obvious area of resistance, kind of double area of resistance. This is the 20-day moving average as well as the whole dollar, $2 is being a resistance. So two resistances stacked on top of each other. It's very significant. So I didn't jump in right away. What I did do though is I got in because I saw people buying up the stock. So it hits my scanners, I flip to it, I don't dive in right away, and then I do see kind of volume come in. And when I saw the volume come in, I'm like, okay, that wave of volume, take me for a ride, baby. So I jump in. I got in at 185. Pretty bad fill, actually. I was kind of hoping to get filled in the 180 level. And you'll watch me when I do this. When you see the live video, I actually try to hit my cancel button, but I got filled anyway. So I was in it. It pushed towards 2. And as it got close to 2, you'll see me sell 1,000 shares. I'll sell half my position, just to lock in profit, because again, I've got to respect that strong resistance level. You got $2, which is strong resistance of the whole dollar area, and the 20-day moving average stacked on top of each other. It does crack too, but just barely cracks. It comes right back, and I sell the other half as it just seems to be losing some momentum. So it's a nice win, but you can kind of see exactly what I'm talking about with that resistance level, that 20-day moving average and the $2 level. Also, this area right here, if you want to make it a third level of resistance, this level right here was support for a very long time. It broke that level, and now as it comes back up, that previous level of support is now going to be a resistance. So it's a very key point here. So now, talking about it, there's 3 resistance levels there, and I kind of knew that. I grabbed a few cents off of it. I sold first half at 192, second half at 196. So, a nice little win there for sure. And, not my favorite setup, but nonetheless, it was a good trade. Another candle over candle on CHCI there after a pullback. IZEA hitting my scanners.
I'm a little iffy because I think that I was sort of thinking it needed more time to consolidate on the daily, but
I'm in IZEA 185.
It's popping up there. The high is $1.35. The volume is 130,000.
Sold half at 192.
IZEA, low volume stock, not an ideal day.
Sold the rest
So
196.
the first thing I look at on
So
the phone is
the reason why I
chart,
sold is the daily chart
now
sucks, but now it's hitting the 20-day moving average, which is going to be a resistance. So I'm going to sell because I'm assuming the first time it hits that, it's going to get rejected. If it pulls back, maybe gets a second go at it, maybe it can pop again. But I've got to respect those moving averages. So my first two trades were all about getting in a low float stock early and letting it move and having a potential big score off of that. This next trade is all about waiting for a pullback. So CHCI, one that I was kind of hoping wouldn't do what it did today, but anyway, you know, it had this nice pop up and now it was kind of pulling back. I was kind of hoping it would hang around this level, this 2 or this 430 level today, and then maybe candle over candle in the daily tomorrow that we'd get this thing ripping up higher again. But traders pushed it, and now the daily chart looks like complete butt. But this is a stock that just kind of grinded its way up towards some ridiculous gains this morning, and I missed out on all of it. I just didn't think it would do it. It hit my scanners. I looked at it plenty of times throughout the day, but this is just one that it didn't interest me, and then volume started more and more volume started coming into it. It makes this big spike up here, and then you know I'm like, okay, maybe at this time, you know, it's right here at 450. It's looking like it wants to go candle over candle in the daily and just start ripping. But it wasn't giving me a good entry point, especially with volume. You know, I'm not going to jump in a stock on a pullback and go candle over candle when we're getting like, you know, 3,000 shares of volume in 1 minute. You know, it was just chop. This is kind of just chop. But once we did get volume, it got that spike. You know, okay, now I'm waiting. Okay, I've got to wait for a pullback. I've got to wait for a pullback. It's not giving it to me. Okay, here's the pullback, right? So a lot of times, if I'm not getting in a stock early, I've got to wait for the pop, which this is the pop. Here's the pullback, and then I play candle over candle, whether that's on the 1 minute or the 5 minute chart. You know, here it is in the 1 minute. You've got this nice run up, this nice pop, good volume, pops all the way up to 480, and now I'm waiting for the pullback. Candles that basically don't make new highs, right? Or don't make new highs in the run in the current push. So we go candle under candle, candle under candle, candle under candle, pullback, candle, pullback, candle, pullback, pullback, and then boom, right here we get our first candle over candle, meaning this candle breaks the high of the previous candle. It doesn't happen anywhere in here, right? It's pulling back. This candle did not go over this candle's high. This candle does not go over this candle's high. This candle does not go over this candle's high. This one almost did it, but it didn't go over that high. This one did not go over this candle's high. This candle broke that high right there, and it shot up. That's an entry point for me right there. So that 448. Two things going for it at this time. You've got candle over candle, but you also have the $50 mark, that 50-cent mark. A lot of people will play for the break of 50 cents. So you have two types of people that might trade this stock. The $50 kind of people that want to jump in for that break of the $50 to get a pop up, and you also have the people playing the pullback and the candle over candle for that pop. So I jump in basically 450, but 449.976, whatever, right, and change. Gets that quick pop up, and I sell immediately at 456. Not only did I sell immediately because it just stopped. Like normally after this pop, I want to see mad volume rush in, but we didn't get that. We only got 28,000 shares of volume, opposed to, you know, the 112,000 shares of volume in this spike right here. So not a lot of volume came into it, and now soon you'll see it. It pops up and it just stops right here. And what is this? This is now a double top right there. Nice, ugly, bearish sign of a double top. So when I see that, you know, the volume comes in, the price action just stops, I sell. I sell. Also because, you know, the 5 minute chart looked blah at this time. There was really no reason for this thing to make new highs. And, you know, this was just screaming a scalp setup, and I scalped it. The 5 minute chart, we're inside this candle right here. We're inside this candle, this little green guy right here. and it wasn't just giving us a 5-minute, the 5-minute was still pulling back. So the overall trend is still down as it's pulling back. This is just giving us an opportunity to scalp it, and you have to recognize what kind of plays you're taking. Is the overall trend still going up, or is the current trend down? In this case, it was down. So this 1-minute play is not a stock I'm holding, hoping for it to go high of day. I'm just scalping it, and that's exactly what happened. Got a quick pop, sold into that pop, made a quick 6 cents on 2,000 shares, $120. I'm long 450, and I'm out 456. That was just a quick 1 minute there. Like I said, I didn't expect this to rip even higher just because the 5-minute wasn't set up properly for it. So I'm just scalping that little move. I had two things going for me there. The 1-minute candle over candle after a pullback, and the whole dollar. So two things lined up for me, so I hit it. All right, so this next trade is definitely a chart play. This is one of my more sound plays, I would say, based off of charts rather than just jumping in a stock and hoping, getting in early and hoping that, low float traders jump into it as well. So CODX, this one is a stock that's just running for no reason today. Day traders got a hold of it and just started running it. That's why it's up, but doesn't mean it's bad to play it because it's up for no reason. You can certainly make money off of that, and that's how I make the majority of my money, is off of stocks that have no business, running 100% in one day, but nonetheless they do, and you can make money off of it. So anyway, that's today, right? This thing goes from $1.67 to a high. What was today's high on this thing? $3.74. Okay, absolutely ridiculous move. No news, no coming catalyst, just day traders got a hold of it. So I missed this run up here. I missed the first candle over candle in the 5-minute after a pullback. So here's your pop, here's your pullback, here's your candle over candle right there. I'll give you another pop, pullback, and this is where I entered in right here. Okay, so the reason why I got so excited about this is a couple things, and one of them I actually missed. So at this time right in here, it was hanging around the 290 level. Okay, well, I wasn't looking at my daily chart, but I should have, because at 290, 294, that's a pretty significant level of support, right? It's a pivot point, before it's cracked this area before. Now we've cracked it really. We've come up to 325 and pulled back, and it was pulling back to this level. I missed this. I missed the daily chart support area. But what I was watching, and it worked out just the same, is, all right, so we have our pop, we have our pullback, we have candle over candle. Got us a nice little move, about 30-cent move. Now we have another pullback, and I was waiting for candle over candle. And I was even more excited about this one because what happened here, not only did we have a pullback candle, but it went candle under candle. And when it went candle under candle, it only dropped by 3 cents and popped right back up. That's a bullish sign. That means there's not a lot of sellers, a lot of shorts. If you want to take the flip side of this, a short person that's going short, they're going to wait for the first candle under candle to go short. That didn't happen here. It didn't happen here. They're waiting to go short on this thing. Here's the first candle under candle, and all you get is 3 cents. I'd be out immediately if it didn't just drop. So the very fact that it didn't fall apart and popped right back up tells me that, okay, the next 5-minute candlestick to go candle over candle is in play. I don't know how much I'm going to get out of it, but it certainly is in play. And I nailed the move. I didn't nail the exit. Okay, so I did get in for this break here. Right here is the break. Here's the pop. This is the first pop. This is the second pop. Pop, pull back, pop, pull back, pop. Okay. the entry is 394. The other thing that told me that this was going to work is here on the 1 minute chart. You've got rising support with a relatively flat top, minus this flyer right here, right? That's an ascending triangle. That's a bullish pattern right there. So I wasn't as concerned about this as I was more happy to look at the 5 minute chart here for this 5 minute candle over candle, especially since we just had our first 5 minute candle under candle where we break the low of the previous candle. It's the first time it happened. It didn't happen here. It didn't happen anywhere here. It went from $1.67 to $3.25 without any 5 minute pullback. And this is the first signal that it is going to pull back on the 5 minute chart and go candle under candle where shorts would enter in and it only gets 3 cents. That's telling me there's more upside to this thing. And that's what happened. I jump in right here, right inside this candle. Where is it on this chart? Right here is where it happens. I jump in for the break of 294. We get that pop over 3, and I should have sold. I should have immediately sold over 3. I didn't. You know, I should have just scalped it. It's what I do normally. I didn't do it. It comes back down. I sell 1,000 shares for basically break even, and then it just looks like, you know, it's going to flush out, and I don't want to be in the flush, so I sell the other half for basically, you know, a penny and a half win. And as soon as I sell, immediately goes to 330. So it hit, you know, it comes right back down to the support line, bounces off it, goes, you know, pop, pull back, right? This is the 1 minute chart. Pop, pull back, candle over candle, but I got you another move there. So it didn't work out for me that first time, but, you know, I did play it again, like I was saying, that second time right here, pull back, and then candle over candle got us that move. But we'll go over that next in just a second. CODX is actually holding up. So the 5 minute candle under candle didn't do anything. So that means the next 5 minute candle over candle is in play. It's got about 45 seconds on it. So this has actually got me kind of excited here, the way it's holding up. As long as it doesn't just start going stupid and kind of losing this range that it's got, I'd love for it to stay below $3. So that way, when this 5 minute candle closes, we've got candle over candle with, you know, lining up on the 5 minute and with the whole dollar there. So two things going for it. 10 seconds left. High of 294 right now. Please tell people not to run this. All right, here we go. So 294 is actually the 5 minute candle over candle. I'm in at 294. Out half, break even.
Dallas.
Out the
Fed
rest, plus
manufacturing
1.
Index for May.
So this next play, again, I got the right entry and I got the wrong exit. I completely screwed it up again. So now, you know, I'm watching, you know, I played the 5 minute play. I nailed it, but I didn't exit properly. Now I'm watching, you know, we got that pop here, and we got that pop or whatever where I just played it. Comes back down, starts to creep back up. Now there's two things going for it. You know, first off, I'm watching this key level, this 308 level. You know, the top of this kind of ascending triangle that we've got here. Looking for that to break and run. The second thing the first thing I'm really watching is for the break of $3 again, because I want to see $3 break, which is right here. I want to see $3 break. Then I want to see that run people up to 308, run that, break that, we go towards high day. You'll see I buy at 303, and when I run the live clip, you'll see that I buy at 303 and it kind of just hangs there for a second. But the reason why I bought was because volume was coming in. Volume is key. You know, volume gives you your direction. You'll see my time of sales on this one. It'll just start blowing up. Let me get to the right ticker here. It'll just start really just lighting up green, and that just tells me a lot of buyers coming in. I hit the buy button, and it gets that pop I was looking for over 3, and I should have sold. You know, pop over 308. I should have sold. You know, take my profit. This thing hasn't shown that it, you know, it wants to just rip like it did out of the open. It's just giving you good moves, and then it's selling off. And the exit, I played poorly. I sold half for a market order. I actually lost a penny on it. Waited for it to pop back up, and I sold the second half for about +4. So still made money on it, but again, didn't manage my exits properly based off of what the stock was doing. You know, these 1 minute candles from top to bottom are 15 cents, like 15 cents. So you know, the biggest move it's going to give you in 1 minute is 15 cents. I got that. I didn't sell. So, you know, shame on me. Popped over 3, came right back. I was hoping for a little bit more of a pop. I still think it could go. Just going to want to watch the price action. 308 is the key level there.
Dallas. Fed in April.
Watch the second break of 3. $305 key level, 310 after that. Back in 303. Quick, there we go. Out half, -1. Kind of crazy. Out the rest, +4. All right, so this next entry isn't the most sound entry, okay? Let me explain. So we had just popped through this top part of the ascending triangle, right? So we had the pop, pullback, candle over candle, would have paid off nicely. And this is where I bought in at, you know, right in here at $3.13. And the reason why I did that is because now this area is support. You know, we broke through this resistance level, it comes back down at support level. But also, if we're watching, you know, this is my actual trading screen. The other screen, sorry, is just the charts that I'm showing you guys. But if you watch the time and sales, you'll see that the bid is moving up, and it's got sizable bids on there, like 6,000 shares. You know, big chunks. You know, not just, you know, 100 shares on the bid. It's moving up, and it's getting close to high of day, which is this point right here, 324. So as you know, as a stock, after its pop, pullback, and then moving towards high day, the closer and closer it gets to that high day level, it's almost like the moth to the flames. It attracts more buyers. So at this point, you know, I'm just watching the L2. I'm watching that there's bidders showing up. You know, I'm sitting at kind of an intraday support level now. I'm gonna buy, you know, in anticipation that high day is gonna break and we're gonna get that push. And sure enough, that's what happened. You know, the bid keeps moving up, bidders start coming in, you'll see it. And this time I get my sell correct. It pops up, I sell half instead of the first pop at 327 right in here. It starts coming back down, it's coming back down too much. So I sell the second half at 321. So about +14, $140 on the first half, and about $80 on the second half. So a very nice win for sure. I got the exit correct this time. Happened in a split second. Basically made that money in, you know, what is that, 8 seconds on the first lot, and 12 seconds on the second lot, so 12 seconds total to make that money. It worked out nicely. I learned my lesson from the previous times. I can't hold this thing. I've got to scalp it. And finally I did scalp it and made good money on it. I'm in 313.
For me, this is more about lifestyle trading anyway.
Out half 327.
Weed out every trade we can get.
Out the rest 321.
Lifestyle.
So this next play is a 5-minute pullback, candle over candle play. So, as you look at the history of CODX, we've had a pop, pullback, candle over candle, which led to the second run, which led to another pullback, candle over candle, which led to the third run. And a lot of times with these 5-minute plays, I'll keep playing them until they really don't work. So on this one, I did end up making money on it, but it ended up failing. So let me show you what that means. So we had the pop. Here's our, let's see, 1, 2, our third pullback. This candle does not break the high of this candle, so this is a pullback candle. And then we have candle over candle right here. And what happens is we get candle over candle, volume comes in, and we double top basically. Runs into the wall at 330. Yeah, this is the high here is 331, the high here is 330. It's essentially a double top. It doesn't have to hit on the exact penny. This is essentially a double top. Bearish sign, right? So you'll see on the L2, as the volume comes in and the ask, you'll see a big seller show up on the ask. And when I see that, I sell. So I buy when we go candle over candle here on the 5-minute chart. We're inside this candle. I buy right here at $3.24 right there. As soon as you'll watch the L2, volume comes in, you'll see a lot of buyers step up. I buy too, right? Looking for a high day break, rip over 331. It immediately hits 330, and there's a big seller there. Big seller at 330. When I see that, I immediately sell. +4 or 3.5 on the trade. Nice little win. But as you can see, it was a smart decision because it did end up selling off from there. So that double top, that running out of momentum gave way, told me the rest of the tail that the sell-off was coming, and that's exactly what it did. It did end up running again later on the day, but short term, it did sell off. The next move, the next major move, is going to be down. Watching long here. Long 25. I'm out 28. Saw a really big seller show up at 30. It scared me off. So this last play was my last try for this 5-minute candle play. Like, remember, we played initially the break here for the candle over candle, and it was a false break. It didn't do anything. That was right here, okay? It pulled back, and on the 1 minute, it dropped down and came right back up. There's a saying something like, or in the world of trading, double tops are bad, but triple tops usually break, the direction you want them to go. I don't know what the exact saying is, whatever. I'm going to butcher it even if I try. But basically, in essence, double tops are bearish. Triple tops normally will break in the direction that you want them to. So on the 1 minute here, this is the first go at that 5-minute candle over candle play right here, right? Boom. Double tops. Drops down, sells off, comes right back up. And that's kind of a bullish sign. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, triple top. Okay, so I go long when I see volume come in. I got a really good fill, 323. Not sure how I got that fill. I should have gotten filled around 328. This trade should have been a loss. it pops up, a lot of sellers come in, and immediately when I see that it is not going to break this level here for this high day break, the momentum is feeling like it's done. I sell, and I sell for a penny win, $20. So this one was a little bit of luck on my entry, but I gave it one more chance to break this level, move towards 350. Ideally, that was the level I was hoping for. Just didn't want to go, and the rest is history on that guy. So gave it one more shot, made 20 bucks, got out. And 323, out 324, kind of a false break there. And that's how I ended the first hour of trading. Well, basically just over the first hour of trading anyway. I guess it was an hour, 10 minutes. If you have any questions on my trading style, feel free to ask. Like I said, I'm in my free Discord channel. Link for that is in the description down below. Otherwise, I will see you guys in the next video.